とか勝てたわね。
So what's happening people, it's Kanza here, and today I'm going to be doing a how to fight video on Zeta. So without further ado, let's get into it. Just want to cover the basics, a couple of the other characters, her 4 abilities, and also her Skybound Art and Super. So yeah, let's do it. Cool. So Zeta is your typical, she's kind of like she can keep you out with her good ranges, she's got good with punishment, she's got great abilities, so yeah, we're just going to go through each and every one. So first of all, her laser beam. Okay. So this move completely destroys fireballs, so if you're trying to zone her out, I would not recommend that because you really can't zone out a good Zeta player with fireballs or anything like that because it goes through. She can even charge it, so it doesn't matter which like type of fireball you're doing. If she wants to like hit you long range, or she just wants to keep you out, she can charge it. A lot of people like buckle under the pressure and start like immediately jumping in, so don't do that because she can charge it, delay it and all of that. So it's just kind of a thing of you need to like kind of just, when you see her zoning you out like this, like the whole match, because this is what online Zeta players do pretty much until you get in, right? You want to be spot dodging, evading, all of this, and then eventually get in and then do what you want to do, right? So that's just something to note. Another thing to note about Zeta is that the EX version does multiple hits when she's close. So there are 2 hits there, right? Ooh, so let me record that again. My apologies. There you go. So it does there, 2 hits. Okay. Can't punish it, it's safe. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's kind of like it's a bit tight to punish. Yeah, it's a bit tight to punish. Yeah, so just note that is punishable, but you won't see a lot of Zeta players run in your face and throw out an EX fireball, just a note, but it is punishable if she does it at close range, right? Another thing to note about Zeta is her lances, so the poke that she does, so these moves here. These are actually all, these are punishable on block. So here's an example. Okay. There you go. Punish. Okay. So these are actually punishable on block if she does laughing in your face. So what you'll typically see with a lot of Zeta players, they may do something along the lines of this, like that, right? If they can't confirm it. Okay. And I'm trying to jab it, but I can't, right? So that's kind of the mix up. But if she's in your face, right, 24/7, she's in your face, like this close. She's that close. Then you can, at some instances, hit her, but it is kind of tricky. It is tricky to hit her, right? So what I'd suggest doing, if you can, like that, you can catch her at certain intervals, but it also depends on what super your character has, and if you're late, sometimes you might not get it. So that's something to note. Obviously she can change the angles that she goes at, like that. Right, so there's certain things you have to watch out for. Just know where she is. Don't let her get away with certain things like that. And then she also has that, right? So the EX version, this is actually air unblockable. As you saw, I blocked. You can't block that in the air. So that's a very good anti-air that she has. And then she's also, as I said, got the EX version where she can do 3. These are all still punishable. And it's the same situation, but she can come back in like that. That's what you might see. Yeah, so it's just be very careful. Yeah, cool. And now finally, the last bit I want to talk about, in her abilities, is her parry. So this, right? So she's got like a high version, a low version, and an EX version, which blocks both high and low, right? Now, this is that version, right? So it does take up some hits, like that. But if you DP, you can get through it, like that. So it's not really, it's not really reliable. It's not too reliable as like a parry option. Similar to low aim, you can mash through certain things, but the EX will, like 9 out of 10 times, regardless of what you do, it will beat most of the options, right? 9 out of 10 times. But the variations that she has from this are very good, because the EX one, the knee is a hard knockdown, got good wall carry, so then that's when you'll typically see Zeta players start doing this and jumping in and then going in on you, right? So at this point, on wake up situations, what you're going to be very careful of, she's got a safe jump in, and then she can start pressuring you again, right? So I'll show you an example. Okay, so what you typically see is this, then the pogo sticks, right? So these are all overheads, and that's what you'll typically see going into a combo like that. Now, an overhead, as I've said, if I'm blocking low, or if I'm crouch blocking, I will end up getting hit for it. So, whoops, try and record that again. Here you go. So that's 4 overheads, right? So look, I'm in crouch block. I ate the whole combo because an overhead beats people that are crouching, right? So you don't want to be doing this. So it's a bit of a mix up. So what you'll see, they'll either do that, or they'll do an empty jump low into a combo, or empty jump into a grab. So that's why her corner pressure is really, really scary. So you got to kind of watch out for that. And then finally, the last bit I want to talk about is in neutral. If you see a Zeta player, some players do, some Zeta players do it. I do it sometimes. Sometimes you might see them jumping like this, right? And then what actually happen on certain intervals is that might cross you up, right? So let's say I'm not blocking. See, hit me from behind. So you can actually anti-air that, and it will come out as a counter because she's stuck on that button. She can't cancel it until she hits. So if you can anti-air, it's pretty much a guaranteed hit confirm into anything that you want at that point. But you have to be quite careful with it. Okay. Now her supers, which is this is a regular one. You can spot dodge it, I believe, like that. Sorry, that's evade. I always get them mixed up, but you do that, or do that, right? And then you can get a big punish. But another thing to note is that she can actually do that from the air, and she'll come diving it down. So in this instance, I would not recommend you try and anti-air her with 2H like, or anything like that, because you will just get hit, as I said, counter. Okay, crush. Yeah, so don't do that. EXVP beats it, as you saw there, punish. So you can DP her out of that. You don't have to block that. And then her Skybound Art. Oops. This can be used as an anti-air. So if someone tries to like jump in on you, it's air unblockable, right? So just be careful of that. Don't jump in too much on Zeta, because I know her zoning and stuff is very good, but you just typically want to like block and just kind of get in, evade and get in. That's kind of like the general mindset of what you want to be doing. And finally, her sweep. This is something I want to talk about. I don't know, I don't talk about a lot of characters' sweep moves, but hers is actually quite good. Got good range. It's 2 hits, bang bang, and she can cancel both hits into a super. So I know you might want to start pressing after the first hit because you think it's done, but if you do, you'll get hit, and it says invincible, so just keep that in mind. Cool. So yeah, I hope this has helped anyone in any way, with just general things to watch out for with Zeta, what's punishable, what's not, and just kind of like how to approach the character. Without further ado, just want to say a big thank you to everyone. Don't forget to post your comments down below, leave a like and subscribe. And if there's anything that I personally missed out that I don't know about, post in the comments down below so we can all like kind of get knowledge on how to improve on the game. But yeah, this has been Kanza, and yeah, peace.